Yep, cool. What's up, you guys? Taylor Motes here, and in today's video, I want to cover Principle 9 of the 10 Principles to Living Out of Your Car? Question mark. I say it that way because, somebody asked recently, hey man, are you still living out of your car? And no, I'm not. If you've been watching the other videos, I explained that about a year ago that I am not living out of my car. And I still am not living out of my car, because it can happen again. It may be possible that I live out of my car again. I did it once, successfully. I put some money away. I was able to buy the camera that I'm using now, the microphone, the lights, the monitor where I can see myself. I have gotten quite a good foundation of equipment started so I could start my business. And so it was quite a successful experiment, but that's all it was. It was very short-lived. You guys, I live in Las Vegas. It gets hot in the summertime. It was till pretty much I could not sleep the last week in April because of how warm it was outside, and it was maybe low 80s, high 70s, low 80s, and it's pretty tough to sleep in your car at that point. So I'm sure there are ways you can do it, getting certain type of portable coolers and whatnot, but I had a situation come up to where I was able to rent out a room, and it was just more beneficial for me in the moment. So it's not like I was traveling anywhere or leaving the state or the city. I was in the city the whole time, working my job the whole time, and I wanted to start my business, and it was just going to be easier to be able to do that while having a stationary place to live. So answering that question, we'll get on with the principle now. Principle 9 is all about creating and setting goals for yourself. So creating and setting goals for yourself. So that means first, before you can set any goals, it really starts with getting figured out what it is that you want. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? So before you do anything, it's really figuring out what it is that you want to do, which I think is tough for a lot of people because they don't think about that. You get stuck in your daily rituals and your daily habits, and as long as you're not suffering or hurting or in pain, you're usually just all right, So anyway, I think the greatest part or the most efficient way of really setting out to achieve goals is to write them down. So writing to-do lists. So a great habit that I got into, and I sometimes fall out of it, but I always come back to an hour before bed, or at least the first hour upon waking up in the morning, is you write a to-do list for that day. Or if you're doing it an hour before bed, you write a to-do list for the next day. And you don't have to get crazy. Whoa, what was that? Oh, my light went out. Whoop. Damn it, and I'm recording. Anyway, not like I really need these on, but I just bought these great headphones, especially if you guys are living out of your car. You want noise canceling headphones, skull candies. Oh man, these are the second pair that I gotten. Anyway, small little commercial, small little ad there. Link down below. Anyway, so I think a great way, an efficient way to really set out to set goals and reach your goals is to set out to make a to-do list. So either the last hour of the day to make a to-do list for the next day, or the first hour of the day to make a to-do list for that day. And it doesn't need to be anything crazy. It doesn't need to be like 10 things or even 5 things. I think a great start is 3 things. So to really just start to get organized and focused towards your goal, I think before even writing down a to-do list is writing out what it is that you want. Write a paragraph, like what is it that you want? Like, I want this. And I like to break it down in a daily to weekly, monthly, quarter yearly, bi-yearly, and yearly type mindset. So thinking about everything from what you're going to get for groceries tomorrow or today, to what you're going to make in tips by the end of the week, or what you're going to pay in bills, or what you're going to pay off in your credit cards over the week or the month. And then if you want to change your job in the next 3 months, if you want to quit your job because you're doing this other thing in 6 months, or at the end of the year, you want to make this amount of money, write it down. It's crazy the amount of things you can really accomplish and get done when you write them down. I think we all take for granted, I think the mind, really. We think, okay, well, everything's in my mind. I can go out and accomplish it whenever I want. But we think so many thoughts in a day, like thousands of thoughts in a day, that, one, that's why meditation is so helpful. It really brings stillness to all that thinking. But also, writing down really keeps you focused instead of thinking like, 100,000 thoughts about all these different things. It just gets you to think maybe about those 3 things that you wrote down like 1,000 times each. Like, I gotta go get that done. I gotta go get that done. Until you finally go and get that done. You're like, all right, cool, I can stop thinking about that. And you go write down another thing and you can get that done. So, guys, it's a great thing, this is especially a great principle for those of you who are living out of your car, who don't want to be living out of their car. I think it goes both ways, but and 2, this doesn't have to apply to living out of your car. I know I have built this reputation around me living out of my car now, because of all the videos that I have on my channel, but it was really just an experiment that kind of caught fire that I kind of just went with, and because that's the kind of attention I was attracting. But I don't live out of my car anymore. It's not really authentic for me to keep talking about it, so that's kind of why I want to get away from it. I am going to be branding my channel differently. As far as I'm going to set out a promo to have a welcome video come out here soon. But it's going to be a bunch of different things, and I want it to be about health and wellness and being able to be creative and personal vlogs like this, but also doing skits with my friends and being able to do reviews and unboxings of like new stuff I get, and like headphones, and testing things and reviewing things and comparisons and that kind of stuff, like what other YouTubers do. So I want to be able to branch away from that without you guys who are subscribing thinking that I live out of my car, just when I don't anymore. So anyway, you guys, start with 3 things a day to write down your to-do list. Write a paragraph or like a whole page in a notebook. Go out and buy a paper notebook and some pens. Now, of course, you can always do this in your phone. I recommend it. Save the trees, save the resources. But you can do it in your phone. I think it's a great ability to be able to write and to be able to write it down. I think it's great for your mind and a great exercise to do mentally. Start with 3 things and then move on from the day to the week, to the month, to the quarter yearly, which is every 3 months, and then the bi-yearly, which is every 6 months, and then to the year. And I think that is a great way of creating focus in your life. And if you were to keep that up over the course of a year, I think you'll see just how much you can really accomplish and change in your life when you really set your mind to it and you really create the focus to do it. So, you guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I will see you guys in the next video. I'm going to finish out these principles. I have an event this weekend. You'll see, I think you guys have seen me do that electric unicycle type stuff. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. You guys are going to see the content that's coming soon. Stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace and be well.